Hello YouTube, Chazo here, back with another video. For the first set, I opted for 10 repetitions. Initially the goal was to hit 10 repetitions for 70 sets. But then after completing the first set, I realized it would take me a very long time to finish all the 70 sets. So I decided to go for 20 repetitions. This is my second set. As you can see, I was still trying to warm up my body. I was trying to engage my core and squeeze my glutes really hard. But then I realized it would take me longer to finish the sets. So I had to amp up the speed. But as you can see, I'm going all the way down and all the way up. Because I've seen in many videos, many people who attempt to do so many repetitions end up half-assing the repetitions. So the goal here was to go all the way down, all the way up. But when you're doing the repetitions very quickly, one might think that you're not going all the way up. But as you can see, I was stopping when my arms were completely straight. But as you can see, I was doing this, yes, but then I switched up the venue because there's a church nearby. They were making a lot of noise, so it was really hard to concentrate, and everyone who was passing was staring at whatever I was doing. So I decided to switch up places. But you're going to see me throughout the duration of this video. I kept on switching the venues, trying to find the ideal lighting and which place was convenient. And since I was filming by myself, I had to ensure that the place was ideal, but I could only find out after doing the entire set. But here I switched to 20 repetitions. As you can see, I was trying to be explosive. I've noticed that when you're explosive, you do not keep the tension on your chest. That means your chest does not tear very quickly, because I was trying to explode without removing my arms from the ground. That way, at least for a brief second or a microsecond, the tension would be relieved from my chest. I don't know how accurate this is, but I felt like in between repetitions I was resting. If I was doing it slowly and without trying to be explosive, it wouldn't have been an easy workout. Trust me, it would have been hard. As you can see, I'm explosive, and on some repetitions you're going to see that my palms are going off the ground. As you can see, the form might not really be perfect. This is what happens when you're trying to do so many repetitions. There's often a form breakdown. So I would recommend that if you're just starting off, do not go for as many repetitions as you can. You can only start breaking the rules if you nail down the form. If you know what the form is supposed to be, you can know how to cheat the form. But you cannot break the rules unless you master what the rules are. So I recommend that to many of you out there, if you're just starting off, nail down the form. Don't care about the number of repetitions you do. It's all about form. Prioritize form. So here I took off my shirt. You can see when I take off my shirt, you know that I've sufficiently warmed up, and you know it's about to go down. You know shit has gotten real when I take off the shirt. So here, still I was going for 20 repetitions. I was trying to be explosive while working on engaging my core. You see, the more repetitions you do, the more you notice where your form is going off, because you can feel it. Because the more repetitions you do, the more you tire. The muscles you do not engage completely are going to stand out when you're very tired. You're going to feel very sore in those muscles. If you engage more of your triceps instead of your chest, you're going to feel a burn in your triceps. So I think I recommend that You keep on doing as many repetitions as you can so that you can iron out, you can figure out which parts you're engaging the most. And the whole point, I would, even if you're not a content creator, I would recommend that you record all your sets so that you can see where you're going wrong when you're doing the repetitions. As you can see, I was seeing Michael wasn't that much engaged, and I see when you're starting off, your glutes are really engaged, but the more repetitions you do, you find that I think you forget to squeeze really, really hard. So, but you can only find out this by doing so many repetitions as possible, or by recording yourself and sending to someone who is really experienced with technique and whatever. Remember, on this channel, it's all about longevity. I care about your safety, because if you're safe, you can have more time to hit your goals, hit your targets. So make sure, for as long as you're consistent, trust me, you're going to keep on making all kinds of muscle and strength gains. Please, please be cautious when you're working out. You can you can inquire from those who are really experienced. Some of us, when you're doing a repetition, you may not be able to see what you're doing wrong, but if you have someone watch over you, that's why I recommend people to get training partners. When you get a training partner, they can point out while you're doing the repetition what exactly you're doing right and what you're not doing right. So do what you gotta do to make sure you hit the targets you have. By the going into this workout, I did not have any plan whatsoever. I did not wake up on the right side of bed. I was really depressed, so I only got out of bed. I hadn't eaten anything. That's why you're seeing me. I'm sipping lots of water, and I was taking porridge and bananas during the workout. So if you're working out, make sure you're hydrating and make sure you have something. I've seen bodybuilders who take sweets, or they take BCAAs during the workout so that they get energized. Going into this workout, I did not have any plan whatsoever. But then when I started doing the push-ups, I realized if I can set any random number, then I start hitting the number of repetitions. And if I hit the target, my initial target was only 500 repetitions. So I just called out my friend. I called my friend. I asked him how many push-ups I could do, and jokingly the guy told me 500 push-ups. So going into this workout, the target was 500 push-ups, but if you watch the video longer, you're going to find that I did over 700 push-ups. In fact, I was opting for 1000 push-ups, but then my battery and storage betrayed me. But going into this workout, if you're going to attempt this challenge, or if you're going to do as many repetitions as possible, please do not forget to breathe in between your set while you're doing your repetitions. That is why many a time when we do very high repetitions, we find ourselves very, very lightheaded. Lightheaded. Why? This is why I think when you're not breathing enough, there's not much oxygen going to the brain, so you risk blacking out or fainting during your workout. So this is what I recommend. Perform the exercise very well. Inhale, exhale during the set. Not just of course, there's a number of repetitions you can do when you've held your breath, but please do not forget to take that breath of air at the top. I think it's easier to breathe while you're at the top. You can breathe, it is very possible to breathe while you've braced your core. There's a misconception out there that while you're bracing, you cannot breathe. It is very wrong. It is very possible to do both at the same time. So, if you're to take a deep breath, I recommend that you can take it at the top of the movement, then you squeeze your glutes and your core really hard, then you can descend. Please don't forget to breathe, and please do not forget to hydrate. And like I said earlier, if you have a training partners are very essential. They are going to give you cues that you might forget when the going really gets tough. When the push-ups are brutal, there are things we tend to compromise from. We tend to take what we think is efficient. What may be efficient may not be what is good for you. It may not be injury free. But you know, when someone is telling you the cues while you're doing the movement, they can tell you brace your core, squeeze your glutes, push really hard, push the earth away, squeeze at the top, make sure you're locking out your elbows. You know, when we're doing these high repetition workouts, we tend to half-ass the repetitions. Why? We do this because we want to expend little energy to do so many repetitions. It's called like, I should say, we tend to cheat just to get done with the workout. So please do not cheat yourself. I know many of you want to stroke your ego. You want to do so many repetitions with a poor quality form, but please, anyway, if you, I know you might say I want to do 20 repetitions. Okay, you're going to do a certain number of sets consisting of 20 repetitions, but please, if you have to choose between squeezing out an extra rep and having a perfect form, please go for form. It does not hurt to take a break intra set. Let me say, if I'm going for 20 repetitions and by the 14th repetition I'm done and I can squeeze out only one repetition, you can take a break. You can take like a break of 30 seconds, or you can take a break of 1 minute. You can see here my chest was really hurting, but it was still my motherfucking set. The way City Fletcher says, I had to keep on pushing. I had to really, really dig deep and still go ahead with my set. So as you can see, I got down to it. You don't have to leave where you work. Initially, this workout was supposed to be a live stream, but then I've noticed that when I live stream a workout, the quality is very, very poor. You can barely see whatever I'm doing. So, guys, if you have any advice you can give me on how to better the quality of my live streams, I would appreciate. I think it would be better if I start doing live streams whereby both of us are working out together. Something like a workout along, like work. We can work out together, and you guys could give me a few tips. We could encourage each other. We could motivate each other. I think I need to do more live streams whereby I'm doing these workouts, because many of you, I think, you do not believe that I can do these many push-ups with ease. So I think I can motivate some of you. You see, I think I've noticed from my experience, every time I see Tim Semi, you guys should check out his YouTube channel. He does high repetition calisthenics. This guy is a beast. Every time I see him do, let me say, even if they are close gripper push-ups, even if they are wide, man, that guy is a beast. Every time I see him work out, be it even if it's 1 a.m., I'm going to be motivated to get out of bed and work out with him. You see, it's like you have a workout partner. And you see, when you see him pushing, he's doing, I saw him one time do 100 repetitions in one set. Oh my God. I know I can't do that, but of course, he's going to really push you harder. If you're aiming for 30 repetitions and you see the guy squeezing out 100 repetitions, man, you're really, really motivated. Guys, I cannot recommend his channel enough. Please go and check out his YouTube channel, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And you can also support a nigga. You can share my YouTube videos, you can like, you can subscribe, whatever, and you can leave out a comment to me just to support my channel. And I'll keep on putting out more content to motivate some of you. And I think you've noticed that I've resorted to body weight movements for the time being, because I think you do not have to live where you are to go somewhere and do this workout. You can do it from anywhere. I believe any one of you can find space. If you can't find space in your room, I know you can go out there in the compound and you start cranking out these push-ups. Because I realize if you're doing the compound movements, you're doing weighted things, most of us do not own home gyms. You see, you can just be on YouTube, you come across my channel and you're like, you know what? Let me just do the push-ups. But will you go and do the bench press if you do not have a home gym? Will you leave at, let me say, 2 o'clock in the morning, just go to the gym to hit the bench press? But this you can do anywhere at any point in time. That's why I decided to put out more content that can be done from any place. Trust me, you can do push-ups from anywhere, and push-ups can be done by every person. Guys, if you need a video for beginners, people who can barely do even a single push-up, you can let me know so that I can make you a video. You can start on your knees. You know, most of these body weight movements, there are so many variations for beginners. You can start with such a variation, then you work your way up. If you get the strength to do at least one push-up, and you make it a point to increase the number of push-ups you do each and every day, trust me, a time will come when you're cranking out 50, you're cranking out 100. But guys, first nail down the form. Nail down the form before you do any other thing. I know I've repeated this throughout the duration of my video, but I cannot emphasize it enough. You can see, even when I was really tired, you can see I was trying to keep a very strict form on my push-up. And then here you can see I went for knuckle push-ups, because I had already done over 500 push-ups. So I decided to do knuckle push-ups. Why do I like knuckle push-ups? Knuckle push-ups add a longer range of motion compared to the normal push-ups. And if you have wrist issues, these knuckle push-ups are very good for you. And for some of you have, you can just get these push-up bars. They still have the same effect. You can get a longer range of motion. The beauty about knuckle push-ups is they strengthen your wrists, they strengthen your knuckles. For some of you who are interested in boxing, this is a workout for you. By the time you start hitting the bag, your knuckles are conditioned. Guys, this is a workout for you. You can do it from anywhere, but for beginners, you can do it from grass, or you can get a yoga mat on which you can put your knuckles. But with time, you can advance to concrete. Concrete is for guys whose knuckles are really conditioned. But of course, if you feel like for you, whatever you do, you're hardcore, trust me, you can start from the concrete. But for those other people, I recommend that you do them from a place which is really, really soft, and make sure you use those two knuckles just after the thumb. Just make sure you're placing only the two knuckles. But if that is hard for you, you can place all the knuckles on the ground. That will help you. And please, even if you're using your knuckles, the same principles that apply to a normal push-up apply here. You have to engage your core, you have to squeeze your glutes, and make sure you're pushing the ground away, and don't over flare your elbows. When you over flare your elbows, more emphasis is being put on your shoulders. We all know that shoulders are not really that strong. Your chest is stronger compared to your your shoulders. So I think I would encourage you all to use the major muscle, the stronger muscle. If you can use the stronger muscle, trust me, there is less risk of injury, and essentially we know that the main muscles that have to be used when you're doing a push-up are your pecs and your triceps. Trust me. Now, for some of you even interested in doing burpees, when you master the push-ups, you see the bottom part of a burpee is a push-up, and you have to engage your core. And of course, before you jump up, when you're coming off the push-up position, you're going to have to use your core to bring your legs to your next to your hands, then you jump up. So I think you have to do the foundation movements. Even if you're a calisthenics athlete, I would recommend that you do these basic movements. Basic movements build up a very good foundation for you, in that when you move on to those advanced movements, trust me, if you have a very good foundation, everything is going to work out for you. Guys, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for supporting. Have a good night.